ready for pony 4?
Yes.
Excellent. To figure out where we left off. Here, let's see, we wrapped everything. We got the belly pretty much built to where we want it. We started to get the butt and shoulders shaped, and I think we're going to do a few more pieces to get this body shaped before we put color on. How's that sound?
Well, I have to say something.
Okay.
At the end of the last pony video,
Yes.
I said it looks a lot more like a pony.
Right?
I was kind of lying to make you feel better.
Oh.
It's not believable.
It's not believable.
It doesn't really look like a pony yet. It looks a little freaky.
Okay, well, I think that by the end of this video, you're going to see what I see. You're going to see the pony.
Okay, well, I watched the playback, and you can see it in my face. You can hear it in my voice. It's just not genuine.
Okay, okay. Well, let's get to it so we can make it good.
Okay.
Okay, we're going to zoom in. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is use some core wool to give him a little bit of a hip bone here. I feel like it just falls away too much. Horses actually have a quite prominent bump right here. So to do that, let me move this over. We're going to make some pieces on our felting surface, and I'm going to take a 4-inch piece of the core and pull it in half so that I have 2 even 2-inch pieces. And I'm going to put them horizontally on my foam. And into this piece, I'm going to felt like a mountain peak, the top of a triangle. I'm putting the point about a 1/2 inch down from the edge because I want this to be a nice, bulky, have a lot of dimension to it, so that I can fold this edge into that point. And then each of these sides gets folded into the triangle. So I folded the top edge over, folding the 2 sides in. And now I'm going to use my needle to round this triangle out even more. And I'll show you before we make the next one so you can see how this works. This this triangle point here is going to go here, like that. And the rest of the stuff's going to come back and make the butt just kind of even fuller and, you know, more pony-like. So let's do the second one together too. About a 1/2 inch back from this edge, I'm going to start the tip of the triangle. Fold this top edge back into that. And then fold the 2 sides in.
Pretty tricky.
Yeah, I use these shapes just over and over again. I mean, this, if you change this up a little bit, it could be an ear or
My ear?
Yeah, just like your ears, or like the, I don't know, the top of a bridge of a nose, or it could be a lot of different things. Okay, so to put this on, like I said, I want this to be the front of the hip and the rest to just travel onto the butt and leg. Turn it over. If you you know, go to Google Images and type in like Welsh pony, you'll get a really good visual of the sort of the body type of pony that I like to make.
After that, Google Milo. Do you think I'm there yet?
I don't know. We'll have to do that. Oh, I didn't break it, Milo. It sounded like I broke it, but I didn't break it. Did you do that? Did you Google yourself?
Well, just a few times a day.
Make sure you don't lock up your pony's legs. So from the top, that's what it looks like. And from the side, we have a nice round butt. And it's all going to get incorporated by the pelt. So we need to make a nice cresty pony neck. And to do that, we're going to use some core wool and a skewer. If you don't have a skewer, I've used a pencil before. What else? You could even use a piece of armature wire. It's a little harder to wrap because it wants to bend, but you need something that is, or the end of a screwdriver or whatever. There's a lot of things in your house that I'm sure you could use. We're going to wrap a skewer length that's about the length of the neck. I want it to go from the withers just up over the top of the head. So that's about 3.5 inches or so. The piece I'm going to pull, I'm actually going to pull the length of my foam, which is, or my stabbit, which is about, 10 inches or so. And I'm going to split it in half just because this roving is so thick. And then I hold it with my thumb and wrap forward towards the tip. I'm trying to think if we did this on another animal yet that we've done a tutorial for. We don't do it on the mice. I don't think so. So it's important to have enough wool, the reason I made it so long, so that you can go out and back. If you don't get a 2-layer wrap on this, when you pull it off the skewer, it'll just unwind. So again, just start about the distance back, the length that you want it to be. So I go to the end, and then I'm going to go back. Just kind of drafting it out as I go so that it stays smooth and I have enough. Now while it's still on the skewer, you can use your pink tool or your heavy gauge needle along the edge. Remember that skewer's in there, so you really want to stick to the edge. But I would felt it a bit while it's on here. That way when you pull it off, you don't risk it unraveling. So this is a great way to make a leg or even like a little finger or something if you don't have an armature. And then you just slide it off and you have this nice, even, felted log shape.
Oh, it's a hot dog.
Yeah. So this is going to go on the crest of his neck like this. And to do that, I lay him down like this. And it's a little tricky. It's not going to really be well felted on there. You just got to get it on there enough to stick. And it's okay if the tip of it comes just over his forehead. Don't let it come down his whole face, though. If the piece you made is too short, too long, whatever, just make another one. You know, I wouldn't struggle with it if it's not right the first time. And then we're going to do the same thing again for underneath the neck, because their necks get wider here too. If we were to just wrap the neck with wool, it would end up just big and fat all the way around. This way we can create the shape that we want. We can make it wider this way and thinner this way. So this time I'm going to take about 3 inches off the end of my second piece, and I'm going to shoot for more of a 3-inch, 2.5 or 3-inch length wrap. It doesn't need to be quite as long. So it looks like that. And if you want to roll it in your hand, that'll even firm it up a little bit. And then this one goes here. This, I don't know if you know the term, horses have, it's called a throat latch, or like a, where it's, oh my gosh, what is it? I don't know if it's their esophagus or their jugular vein or what, but they've got quite a shape right here under there, between their cheeks. So this helps create that. And then you come down into the chest. You can kind of shape the chest too. Now this whole thing is going to get wrapped with a piece of core wool. So I'm going to take the length of my foam, my work surface. I keep saying foam. It's like habit.
Not foam.
It's not foam. I don't like using foam anymore. And I split it in half, and then just starting at the base of the neck, I'm going to kind of gently encase these pieces that we just put on. Oh, that was the perfect size piece. And then felt that.
So would it be helpful for everyone if every time you stabbed, I said stab, 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 stab,
Like someone conducting a rowing?
Yes.
What do they say when they row?
Row, row, row. I don't know. Stab, 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 stab. Might get annoying.
It might get annoying. I think I know to do it. You know what I mean? I know what to do.
You think?
Yeah, I don't think you need to tell me to stab.
Kind of a music.
It does. It has a little beat. Oh, now he really looks weird, Milo.
See? Freaky. I said freaky.
Okay. Let's get, we need to get some wool on this face. I probably would have actually done that before I just did the neck. Take some, in your bag of goodies is a couple of different grays. Locate the heather gray. That's the lightest one. And break off a piece that's about 4 inches long and split it in half lengthwise. And we're just going to wrap the tip of the nose with it. I like to make the ponies kind of get darker towards their nose. So if we go ahead and get this color on there, I'm just going straight around, making sure it's really tight, and that it's really on the armature. You don't want the nose to start floating in space and not be really linked to the armature. So you can even stab the wool back this way to make sure it's on there. And then with your core wool, maybe you still have a piece from when we wrapped the neck. Take about a 6-inch piece. This is still half a piece of core wool. And just go around the top of the head here. So I've got the nose on, and now I'm just building up the top of the head. I really probably should have done this before we put the neck on, but it'll come together. Alrighty. So we're going for the top of the head being wider, getting, you know, thicker and wider as it goes back towards the pony's ears. Okay. Let's take a break there, Milo. I decided there's one more thing we're going to do before we call it quits this session, which is thicken up the top of the front leg. So I'm going to use the core wool, and I'm going to take about a about a 4-inch piece, and I'm going to split it into 4 pieces because we really don't need much here. Then you can just set these aside, but what we need is 2 of these quarters. And all I want to do is wrap down from the elbow to about halfway to about where the knee was, and maybe go back up. I've got to see how it looks, but we want the top half of the pony's front leg to be thicker than the bottom half. So before we start putting the top coat colors on, do this. So I kind of draft a little bit as I go. And then now I'm where the knee is, and I'm just going to go back up. Yeah, that looks better. You're quiet today, Milo.
Yes.
Didn't get enough sleep?
Well, I don't know. Maybe. A lot going on in our house, you know, lots of dogs and stuff.
Yep.
I have a joke.
You have a joke?
I do.
It's a good time for a joke.
Oh, well, good. Why did the horse put on a blanket?
Because he was cold?
Oh, yeah, thanks a lot. He wasn't cold. He was a little colt.
A little cold.
See, it would have been funnier if you didn't take my punchline. Thank you, Sarah.
You asked a question. I like it. You know I like twist on words or puns.
Yes, colt.
He was a little colt.
Good one?
Yes. I'm going to tell my boys that one tonight.
Well, it's out of a kid's joke book,
Oh,
so
they might know it
should
already.
Love it.
Alright. There we go. Okay. That's all we've got for this video, and yes?
I wanted to tell you, it actually does look more like a pony.
Oh, thanks. I'm so glad you have so much faith in me.
Well, I was lying last time, but I'm really not.
Okay.
This time, I mean it.
Okay. You've heard the story about the boy who cried wolf, right?
Well, maybe.
I'll tell you that sometime.
Okay.
Okay.
A bedtime story?
Yes.
Oh, good.
So next time we're going to start putting our colors on and then sculpting the head. We'll do some colors first because that's fun. And then sculpting the head gets a little more tedious. So we'll see you then. Bye.
Bye. Bye.